Sorry, closing the door real quick. Okay. So, here is our first set of notes for the week. Again, we're doing some, dang it, I forgot to change this part. For the vocab, okay, I need you to pause and write out the formulas, okay? And then it's also important that you know that this little A stands for apothem, okay, and it's a line segment from the center of a regular polygon perpendicular to the side. Later on in the notes, I will show you a picture of what the apothem is, okay? Area, perimeter, and volume. Hopefully we've kind of learned this back in the day. Area is two-dimensional space. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of that two-dimensional figure. And then volume is, if you had a three-dimensional figure, volume is all the space inside. Okay, when we do this stuff, let me get my little, where's my marker? There we go. Okay, so when you have area, your units is going to be squared. Perimeter, your units are just normal. And then volume, your units are cubed. Okay, and then like I said, make sure you write these down. If you need to pause, do so. Okay. So area of a circle is pi r squared. Area of a rectangle is base times height. And then area of a regular polygon, which we'll look at that today, is 1/2 times the apothem. It's called apothem. I always say it wrong. So 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter. Okay, so little a is apothem, this word, and the P is for perimeter. Okay. All right, so floor plans. We're going to look at floor plans today. How do you read and interpret a floor plan and find the areas of needed spaces? Again, as we're going, if you need to pause, go for it. If you have any questions, I highly suggest writing them out so that you can either join our Zoom meeting and ask me then, or write them and text me on Remind. That's also fine. Okay, so I want you to look at this. This is a floor plan of like a single master bedroom type thing. Okay, so what does this floor plan tell you? And try to think of everything that you can see about this room. All right, so take a second, pause it, write out what you see is happening in this room. Okay. So hopefully you've paused and now you're back. You can see like what there is. So for example, a walk-in closet, a bedroom, a linen closet, normal closet, a powder room. That's usually like where there's a counter space to be able to do your makeup. That's why it's called a powder room. You gotta go powder your nose. This little thing is a toilet. This is like a bathtub. You can see doors, right? The closet doors here, doors to the closet, so on. And then also you can see some dimensions, right, of some of these things. So the closet is a 5'8" by 5 foot. So 5 foot 8 inches by 5 foot closet. The whole room is 12 feet by 16 feet and 8 inches. Okay. So those are the important things. All right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take those formulas and we're going to be finding the area of spaces. Okay. What's cool is you can then take that area and you can see if, for example, so here, how much hardwood floor would be needed in the corner under the piano. This is literally stuff that I just did in my own house. Okay. So we had to measure all the rooms and then figure out how much flooring we needed for the rooms. And obviously the area matches the amount of flooring, stuff like that. Okay. So how do I calculate the area of the different sections of a room? All right. So area of the whole room. This whole room is a rectangle. Okay. And then the dimensions of it are right here. It's given to us in the floor plan. So it is a 25 foot by 16 foot rectangle. So, get my little calculator out. So it's the area of a rectangle. So area is base times height. So we take the 25 times the 16 and it equals 400. And then it's area, so we pay attention to our units. See, we see feet over here. So feet, feet squared or square feet. Okay, so the whole living room is 400 feet squared. And then in this next part, it says how much hardwood floor would be needed in the corner under the piano. So this is again area. Okay, so if you're looking for flooring, they want you to find the area. And if you can look over here, the area under the piano, it's part of a circle. Okay, so see how it's got that roundness to it? That tells you we have a circle going on. Okay, and so the area of a circle was pi r, oops. Let me erase that, hold on. Ooh, it is really rainy outside right now, crazy. All right, so pi r squared, okay? But our circle doesn't look like this big round thing. It only looks like this wedge, okay? So that wedge is a fourth of a circle, right? Because if it came out here, you'd have half a circle. And so this is a fourth of a circle. So we're going to take, and we're going to take our pi r squared and take a fourth of it. Okay, so 1/4, if you plug that into your calculator, you would see that it's 0.25 times pi, and r is 8. It's given to us over here. Pi times 8 squared. Okay, and so when you plug all that into your calculator, 0.25 times pi, so look for that button on your calculator, times 8 squared. Remember, if you need it, one button has a little 2 up there, or you can always use the caret. All right, equals 50.24 square feet again, because it's given to us in feet. Square feet. Okay. How much carpet would be needed in the rest of the room? So that means I'm taking my whole living room and I want to carpet everywhere else except where there's that hardwood under the piano. So I'm going to take the whole room, which I found to be 400, and I'm going to take away the area with the hardwood, and then I'm left with everything else, which is where I'm going to put my carpet. Okay, so I get 349 and 0.76 square feet of carpet. There it goes. Okay. All right. And then it's not enough to just know how much. A lot of times we're going to have to buy it, right? If we're going to put carpet, if we're going to put hardwood floor, we would need to go buy it. So how much will it cost to carpet the whole room if the carpet costs $65 per square yard? Okay. Now, we've been doing square feet, and this says square yard. So we first need to take and convert my feet into yards. So does anybody know how many feet are in 1 yard? There are 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay. So if I was talking about squared yards, right? Square yards, I would square it, which means then I square the number of feet. So 3 squared is 9. Okay, So that's my conversion. 1 square yard is the same as 9 square feet. Okay, so we learned this right before not too long before we left, but we did it with the miles per hour thing. So if I'm starting with my carpet is 349.76 feet squared, and I'm trying to convert it to yards, okay? These are my two pieces. I choose, oops, that's supposed to be a feet. I'm going to put the 9 feet squared on the bottom because then it's going to cancel with the feet squared, right? So ooh, my dogs, can you hear them? Ah, that's a D. 1 square yard is 9 square feet. And so we take and we divide those. Hold on, I left my phone somewhere. Gotta go find it. My phone fell on the floor. I found it. Okay, so I take the top and divide it by the bottom. So that gives me a total of 38.86 square yards. Okay, but then it asks me how much it's going to cost. And it costs $65 per square yard. So I'm going to multiply this by 65 because each square yard is going to be $65. And that equals a total of $2,526.04. Okay. All right. Last slide before your practice problems. We have a gazebo. Give me a second. I don't trust these dogs. Okay. So we have our gazebo, and the first one says how much fencing would be needed to fence the perimeter of the gazebo. So fences go around, right? So we need the perimeter. So all we're going to do is add up all the sides. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides, all with 10 feet. So I can just do 10 times 8. So technically I would be doing 10 plus 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 10, right? 8 sides. So I'm adding it all up. But adding the same thing every time, it's the same thing as multiplication. So it is 80 feet. Perimeter is one-dimensional. Okay. And here, okay, how much flooring would be needed to redo the floor of the gazebo? So flooring is going to be area. And so I need to find the area. Now, this is that regular polygon where area equals 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. Okay, so remember I told you guys I'd show you a picture. So that's it. It goes from the center to the side and it's perpendicular. It creates a right angle right there. Okay, so the apothem is 12 feet. So I plug that in. Area equals 1/2 of 12 times 80, because the perimeter we just found to be 80. Okay, so the area of the gazebo floor is 480 square feet. Okay, and that's our notes for this lesson. And your practice problems come from the book. Oops. Just practice, not April stamp 2. Forgot to erase that. So they are from page 399, numbers 4 and 5, but here they are for you. And so it gives you a room where so the flooring is 14 feet by 20 feet. And then the ceiling comes, so this is the height of the walls. height of walls. Okay, so find the length and the width of the smaller wall, find the area of the smaller wall, tell me the area of the larger wall, find the total area of all the walls. If a gallon of paint costs $36.50 and it covers 350 square feet on average, what's the cost of painting the room with 2 coats of paint? So you'd have to take this and multiply it by 2. But then, what do you call it? And so you got to figure out how much paint you're going to need. Okay, so gallons of paint covers this much. So how many cans? So a gallon of paint is a can of paint. How many cans of paint are you going to need? Okay, this room is well insulated. La, la, la. How large an air conditioner would this room require? You can skip that one. That's dumb. I don't like it. Okay. Yeah, definitely skip F. Sorry. All right, and the number 5, this is just like our second example, a gazebo in the shape of a regular octagon. An octagon has 8 sides. Okay, it has equal sides of 9 feet and an apothegm of 10.9 feet. If one side of the gazebo is open and the other sides have a railing, find the cost of the railing if it sells for $7.90 per foot. Okay, so you got to find out how much railing you're going to have and then multiply it by the cost per foot. And then B, find the area of the gazebo. So that's just like the second part of the second example. And then find the cost of the gazebo's floor if flooring costs $3 per square foot. So once you find the area, basically to ever find the cost of anything, once you have the area, you just multiply it by the cost per square foot. Okay, so do those, try them, and I have a worksheet for you guys to do also. The worksheet, I want you to write out your answers. You can either do a Google Doc where you type your answers, or if it's easier, you can write your answers on a piece of paper and post a picture of that, whatever's easiest for you, okay? So practice these problems and then do the worksheet, which kind of relates both what we've done today and last week. Okay, thanks guys.